Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I wanted to share with you guys one of my new favorite chicken dinner recipes, and I'll be making my easy one-pan paprika chicken and pepper rice dish. This chicken dinner is so incredibly delicious and aromatic. I'm going to get things started by frying some bone-in chicken, season it with some smoked paprika and garlic, and we're going to bake it in the oven over a bed of rice seasoned with roasted peppers, sweet bell peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, tons of herbs and spices. This dish is just so aromatic and flavorful. You are going to love it from the very first bite. And I guarantee you it's going to be a family hit. For the full recipe, don't forget to head on down in the video description box. Meanwhile, let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make this incredible dinner. And I'm going to get things started today with the chicken. Today I'm going to be using 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, and I have 5 chicken drumsticks. You can also do just one or the other. I'm going to pour in a little bit of avocado oil over the top. You want to use a high smoking point oil like avocado because we need to fry the chicken at a high temperature. And I'm going to season the chicken generously all over with salt. You want to make sure that you get both sides. Next, I'm going to preheat my large pan over high heat, and you want to make sure that you use a pan that's big enough to accommodate all the chicken and the rice, and I recommend using one that comes with a lid because you'll need it for the oven. You want to make sure that you get the pan really nice and hot. I recommend using a stainless steel pan or even like a cast iron ceramic coated one so you can get the heat really high up to get that chicken very nicely browned. I'm going to add in a little bit of oil. And once my pan is nice and hot and my oil is just slightly smoking, I'm going to add in half of my chicken. I'm going to fry the chicken in batches just so that I don't overcrowd the pan and I get nice sear on the chicken. I'm going to place the skin down first. You want to add the chicken into the pan and then don't move it. Just let it fry for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side until you have a really nice golden brown caramelized color. And I know I said that the recipe is a one-pan dish, but if you want to cheat a little bit and you want to speed up the frying process, you can preheat a second pan and fry the other half of the chicken. And once the chicken is nicely brown on one side, I'm going to turn it over and let it fry on the other side as well. I have all my chicken fried now, so I've combined it into one pan. Going to add on some ground black pepper, and we're going to sprinkle on some smoked paprika. And you want to do this at the end of the frying process because you don't want the paprika to burn. And I'm going to turn the chicken over and season the other side as well. You want both sides of the chicken to be nicely seasoned. And I'm going to remove my chicken out of the pan and onto a platter. And now that I have my chicken fried and seasoned, it's time to get started on the pepper rice. So into the same pan, I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of butter. And I'm going to let that butter melt. Now there is already a little bit of oil left over from the chicken. And into the melted butter, I'm going to add in 1 large diced onion and 1 large diced sweet red bell pepper. And I'll toss together the onion and the pepper and saute this mixture for about 4 to 5 minutes until the onion is soft and translucent. And my onion and pepper mixture is coming along nicely. Next, I'm going to add in 5 to 6 minced garlic cloves. Stir that in. Let that cook for another minute. Next, I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of finely diced sun-dried tomatoes and half a cup of diced roasted red bell peppers. Now I used canned peppers for this, but I'll include instructions for how you can make your own up on my website. Going to squeeze in about a tablespoon or 2 of tomato paste. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. And now for my spices and herbs, I have 1 teaspoon of each of smoked paprika, dried thyme, dried oregano, basil, rosemary, and parsley. Going to add all my seasonings into the pan and give this a good stir to get everything combined. And now I'm ready for my rice. I have 1.5 cups of long grain jasmine rice. Going to add that in. And I'm going to toss the rice with the onion and pepper mixture just to make sure that it's really nicely coated. And next, into this aromatic pepper rice, I'm going to add in 2.5 cups of chicken broth. Pour that over. You guys, this rice is so incredibly delicious. I love adding all those herbs and the smoked paprika into the rice. It's just going to taste phenomenal. And now we could start returning the chicken back into the pan. So I'm going to place it with the skin side up right on top of the rice. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to allow the chicken broth in the rice to come up to a simmer first, and then I'm going to close the pan with my lid and transfer the casserole into my preheated oven. I'm going to bake it for about 30 minutes until all the chicken broth is absorbed, the rice is cooked, and the chicken is done cooking as well. And then I like to take off the lid and broil it for about 4 to 5 minutes just to get a nice caramelized color on that chicken skin. And then we'll come back to dig in and enjoy. This dish is going to be so delicious. I just took my casserole out of the oven. I added a few little sprinkles of some chopped parsley on top. And what I actually like to do, I'm going to remove the chicken off the top of the rice just temporarily. And I'm going to fluff up that rice so it's really nice and fluffy, and then we'll return the chicken back to the top. And I'm going to grab a fork and just fluff up the rice. Oh, just check that out. It looks so good with the peppers in there. This is going to taste phenomenal. And for serving this delicious dish, I'm going to grab a scoop of this pepper rice, add it to the bottom of my tray, and I'll add a piece of chicken right on top. Sprinkle some more chopped parsley on top, and this dish is ready to be enjoyed. And that's it for my easy one-pan paprika chicken and pepper rice dish. You guys are going to love this recipe. It just fills your whole kitchen with the most incredible mouth-watering aroma. For the full recipe, don't forget to head on down in the video description box. Meanwhile, let's dig into enjoying. This just looks so good. I love the color of the rice as well. And I love to cook bone-in chicken. I just find it's so much juicier and so much more flavorful. I'm gonna grab some of the chicken, some of the rice. This is so incredibly delicious, and this chicken is so juicy and flavorful. You guys are going to love it. This chicken dish is just wow. You guys are gonna be blown away with the incredible flavors here. That chicken is so incredibly juicy. I love the flavor, a little bit of the garlic and the smoked paprika on the chicken, and that rice is just something else. You guys are going to love it. It is an explosion of flavors. I love the addition of the roasted bell peppers in there and that garlic, the smoked paprika. I love little bits of the sun-dried tomatoes in there as well. Just so much flavor. So delicious with that juicy chicken. This recipe is bound to become a family favorite, and I just love that it's super easy to make. You can make it in one pan, get in the oven in no time, and it's just incredibly delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this recipe at home as much as I do. Don't forget to head on down the video description box for the recipe, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.